Dystopia warning, obviously. Now, my video today was just going to be me ripping the motley crew of misfits and weirdos at GB News. There's really no sport in it for me, but you know, Tan likes to have her fun. However, because we are living in hell, there's a little bit of breaking news that I'm going to just dive into head first. See, the Conservative Conference is kicking off tomorrow in Manchester. If you're not aware of what the Conservative Conference is, it's essentially a group of the worst human beings that have ever been birthed forth into the world, congregating in a conference centre that, if there is any justice in this world, will be full of rack and just fall down. Now, some WhatsApps have come to light that are apparently going to be pretty humiliating for Rishi Sunak. Although, if the dominatrixes in my DMs are to be believed, that's exactly the kind of shit that most of them are into. Yeah, I'm edging ever closer to that eventual MI5ing, aren't I? My future holds nothing but the eternal threat of being asphyxie-wanked off a door handle with an orange stuffed into my mouth, you know. But as I've said before, joke's on them, I love wanking in hotels. I did not padlock myself in that suitcase, you know. Avenge me. Anyway, let's get into this breaking news story by Sky, shall we? I'll deal with the Wish version of Charles Manson later. So Sky News have obtained leaked WhatsApps from grassroots conservatives who are saying that they vow to go to war with the party's liberals. The Conservative Party is so far right at the moment that they'd make Enoch Powell go, it's a bit much, you know. Just to prove how fash the current incarnation of the Conservative Party is, have a little look at this. Yeah, that's right, far-right figures praised Braverman's illegal migration comments and vow to capitalise on her intervention. What the hell does that mean? The people that are backing her comments on multiculturalism having gone too far include the BNP, and what she said echoes the thoughts of Britain First. BNP, Britain First, the kind of people that radicalise people on the right to the extent where one shot dead a Labour MP and another firebombed an immigration processing centre. We've got a Home Secretary that wanted to break international law and was fine with shackling immigrants in order to force them on a flight against their will to Rwanda. Multiculturalism has failed, said Braverman to a room full of white men. As a privately educated woman and the daughter of parents from Mauritius and Kenya who were economic migrants to the UK, who is courting the vote of racists in an attempt to gain power at any cost, no matter how many people of colour she puts at risk of hate crimes. Anyway, the fucking WhatsApps. Sky News obtained these WhatsApps from a grassroots group, right? These are the activists working at the heart of the Conservative Party, but this is a particular faction. The Conservative Party is completely fractured, which is brilliant. They're weak. Sunak, I have said before, has lost control of the cunt farm. He never had control over it. If anything, they're playing him like a tiny little marionette, you know. But imagine thinking that Sunak is some sort of socialist. The guy buys his trousers that are now so short they essentially qualify as pedal pushers from the kids section of Prada, and he travels to Waitrose by helicopter, and he has about 7 million houses. They're obtained from the Conservative Democratic Organisation. This was founded in 2022 by Lord Peter Cruddas. Salt of the earth working class name that. Wonder if he cashed in. He set up the group after the ousting of Boris Johnson and Liz Truss, aka the two biggest cash cows to hedge funders that have ever existed in the Conservative Party. They work for us, do the fuck? They work for the richest people in society. This group's had high profile support from figures on the right of the Conservative Party, although they've put Nadine Dorries in that category. A woman so unfathomably dense that she doesn't even know what the fucking moon is. Now, some of these people believe in the globalist WEF agenda, which is just conspiracy theory nonsense. But what do you expect when we've got a Home Secretary that's spouting racist Great Replacement theory nonsense? Yeah, the people that believe these conspiracy theorists believe that there's, you know, a secretive government that benefits the elites. Are you going to tell them or am I? That literally just describes the Conservative Party. Now, Sky News haven't named any of these activists because they're not, you know, significant political figures. However, some of the stuff that they've come out with is very insulting to Rishi Sunak. One of them described him as having the charisma of a doorknob and says the government can't get anything right. I mean, they're not wrong, but, you know, give a monkey a typewriter. etc. Some are calling for them to remove Sunak before the election and bring back Boris Johnson. They're as mad as a box of frogs, but they're spot on when they say that they've given up on winning the next election. They've got about as much chance of winning that election as I have of going back in time and shagging Marlon Brando. Now, this is the bit that made me laugh out loud because, if you don't laugh, you cry. One of them suggested Tom Harwood as being the next Prime Minister. Tom Harwood, a political journalist for GB News. But do you want to know the kind of world that's been created by GB News, which is full of Conservative MPs as its presenters, and this actual Conservative government? Do you want to know the state that it has got us into? Recently, GB News posted this. They spoke about the Libyan Coast Guard being accused of deliberately ramming and sinking a migrant boat in the Mediterranean, leaving people in the water to drown, essentially. Do you want to know what the people that support GB News responded with? Great stuff from Libya. Well, at least we have a bit of good news today. Well done them, it's time we started doing the same. Fucking hell. How shameful is that? Now, there's been talk of a snap election. The infighting, the chaos, it's out of control. Rishi Sunak's so desperate, he even tried to refer to a 20-mile-an-hour limit as being anti-British. They're trying to apply, as I said previously, the reasoning and the culture wars that won them a by-election in Uxbridge based on ULEZ to the entire country. They've lost it. They're not just racist, they're one step away from initiating quiet bat people as a policy. They've gone beyond the thick of it. It's like the current government is a terrible sitcom written by Bernard Manning with all the darkness of like Brass Eye, but none of the comedy. There's no comedy in the cruelty. It's just relentlessly horrifying. If there is an early general election, bring it. We've been prepping for this for years. TikTok. Now, over the next however many days, I'll be bringing you updates from the Conservative Party conference, aka a cocaine dealer's dream. Remember my motto, never fuck a Tory unless it's in an election. An election we might be getting sooner than anticipated. Join us.